Hey, what's going on? This is Doug. This is vlog number, I don't even know, like 21 or something like that. It's been a while since I've vlogged at all. When I first started, I was kind of going for doing like an everyday thing. And to be honest, it just kind of got too much. It got to where it was interfering with my family time and just kind of too much of a, I don't know, just a little too much of a commitment for what I had going on at the time, and especially with the holidays and whatnot. But I'm going to continue to put these things out, not on a daily basis by any means, but kind of, I think, when the inspiration strikes me type of thing. And I think that way the quality will be a little bit better of the content, because it won't just be something that I feel like I have to do every day. It'll be something that I'm doing because I have something actually to say. So right now is actually January 1st, 2016, and that's awesome. And I'm at my dad's house right now making bells, making falconry bells. And if anyone wants to know more about that, check out noblefalconry.com. I've been making these bells off and on for my dad, helping out since I was about 13. I am 38 now, so it's been quite a few years. I've made a lot of bells over the years. That's just one of the little things that I do. Kind of have a lot. I do a lot, and I like it that way. Like to be diversified, not all my eggs in one basket. So this is just one of the things I do. You might be thinking, it's January 1st, you shouldn't be working, you should be at home, relaxing. But I definitely want to kick the year off right. I want to get some work done this year. And to be honest, it's, I'm here by myself, and it's a real good opportunity to just kind of think and go over kind of what I did in my head, go over in my head what I did last year and what I want to do for this year. And it's really, I'm working, but I'm also kind of planning ahead and thinking about the things that I did last year. So what did I do last year? One of the big things I did, I wrote and published my first novel, which is a huge thing for me. I've always wanted to do it, and I just always kept telling myself, oh, I'll do it someday, I'll do it someday. And while saying that, also not really doing anything about it. So now I've actually accomplished it, and I'm continuing to write. I'm writing so my next book is going to come out in serial form, in episodes. And I plan on releasing one episode every month of 2016. The book is called Children of the Gone. It's a lot different than my first novel, Satori Sunset, in the content. Totally different subject. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic, where the premise is everyone in the world over the age of puberty has died. So this huge epidemic came through and swept through and pretty much killed all of the humans above the age of puberty. And it's the little kids figuring out what to do now. And it's not like a sad story or anything. It's young adult, and it's teen friendly, and it's not like dark necessarily. I mean, there are definitely dark elements, but it's kind of from the kid's perspective after everything has happened. It doesn't go through the whole event of it happening. It actually starts about 6 weeks after the kids have kind of been there by themselves. So that's what I have starting for 2016. That's one of my main things. I'm also starting a podcast with a friend of mine called Shotgun Apple Pie, and we haven't really completely fleshed out what it's going to be about, but we kind of want to go in the direction of interviewing, kind of normal people, especially to start out, to get kind of our feet wet, to get the whole podcasting thing going and used to interviewing. So we're going to interview some of our interesting friends at first, and we've got some other ideas as far as guests, and kind of see where it goes from there. I'm really excited about it. I'm doing it with my buddy Matt, who's a really interesting character. Like, he's one of those guys that I wanted him to do the podcast with me because he's one of those guys that if you're in a conversation, he'll never let it go stale. Like, he really knows how to not make a conversation go awkward. And I have a tendency, I think, maybe even to get like super deep and existential in questions and things like that. And I think that he'll definitely be able to, when I ask the deep questions, if it starts getting off track or getting a little weird, to be honest with you, I think he'll be able to bring it back really intelligently. And yeah, he's just an interesting guy and got a really interesting outlook on the world. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So that's going to be called Shotgun Apple Pie. We're doing our first episode on Sunday night. Hopefully release it in the next week. We have a website, shotgunapplepie.com. You can check that out. It's really nothing special at all at this point. Like, there's nothing special on the website. We're kind of going to build that over time. We just want to launch, get going, and build from there. So I have that going in 2016. We've got the vlog. I'll be doing the vlog. And, like I said, not every day, but really when inspiration strikes me. So hopefully I'll be able to put some good content out there. Really in 2016, excuse me, I just want to make things happen. I want to take everything that I've built upon and the lessons I've learned from the past and put them into practice this year, and really kind of go for the things that are scary and put myself out there and just kind of take this life and do it like I think it needs to be done. I think that's the way to go, and I've only got one life as far as I know, and I really want to make it count. So I would like to take every day and try to appreciate every day. If you've watched my vlogs before, you'll know that I do a daily meditation, and I think this year I'm going to also incorporate with my meditation, at the end of my meditation or at some point in the day, do a daily appreciation, like conscious appreciation of that day. Like reminding myself of what I'm thankful for. And I do this sometimes after my meditation just because sometimes it just comes to me and I'm just like, I gotta, right now, like, I'm not a prayerful guy necessarily. I don't have any particular religious leanings, but it feels like a prayer type thing. It's just, I don't know. I think it's a good thing, and I don't know who it's going to benefit besides myself, unless, you decide that it's something that would be helpful for you. And then at that point, you do it a little bit. I think that you'll agree that it's it kind of helps everything. And for me, like, time goes by so fast, and I just want to be kind of aware of it, and that helps me with that. So that's that. I had a really interesting conversation with my little boy last night. My kids stayed up for the ball drop. Well, Davin fell asleep and woke up just before it. They were both super excited. They wanted to see the ball drop. They've never seen it before. We did the New York, so our time, it was actually 11 o'clock. But they didn't really know the difference or care. And I had a really interesting conversation with Davin. Like, afterwards, Ella had fallen asleep. Davin was definitely half asleep, but I knew that he was conscious because he was smiling, and I just basically told him, hey man, you're going to have a great life, and someday you're going to be smarter than me, you're going to be stronger than me, you may even be taller than me, and it's going to be a while, but I'm going to help you get there. And he definitely had a smile on his face and drifted off, and I don't know. It was like my first conversation of 2016, and it was awesome. I just felt good about it. I don't know, so I wanted to share it. Oh, I got a new tattoo. It was something that I thought about for a long time. I always kind of decided like I was like, oh, when I make my first million, I want to do a sleeve tattoo. And it kind of got to the point where I was like, if I don't just do it, then it's not going to happen. Or if it's 60 years old, if I'm 60 when I make my first million, and you know what, maybe I won't even ever have $1 million cumulative in my entire life, and maybe that'll be okay. Like, I don't know. I've never been all about money, and that's not how I want to structure my life or value my life, you know, based on how much money I accumulate. So I don't really want that to be a metric that I base my life on. So I went for it. I got this tattoo, and yeah, let me show you. I gotta get my sleeve out. I can't just pull my sleeve up because it'll kind of rub on the tattoo. So there it is. Maybe kind of hard to see. I'm probably not getting it all. It says right, life, be impeccable with your words. Maybe this is all backwards when it's being recorded, but whatever. This one says do the work. And there's two smaller ones that say never assume anything and don't take it personal. There it is. It's not completely finished. I still have a little bit of work to do. I have another appointment scheduled for about a week and a half from now. We're going to add a couple more things to it. I thought about it for a long time, and every time I thought about it, the only thing I could think of were words. And I guess, you know, for me, words are very meaningful, very powerful, and I just wanted those things as a reminder. So the main thing that it came from was one of my favorite books of all time, The 4 Agreements. And the 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your words, don't assume anything, don't take it personal, and always do your best. But I don't know, always do your best is just kind of vague, and I wanted to be a little more pointed, and I wanted it to be relevant to what I want to remind myself. So I interpreted that, I extrapolated that into Do the Work, which is also one of my favorite books by Stephen Pressfield. Amazing book, check it out. Do the Work if you need a little bit of inspiration for anything. It's an awesome book, quick read. And that's really about it. Happy 2016. I'm gonna get out of here, go back to work. All right. Oh, I did not prepare a quote, although on my website I posted a collection of all of the quotes that I collected over 2015. So I throughout the year I collect quotes. I don't know, I'm just a huge quote junkie. I like them, so I have a little spreadsheet that I cut and paste, or if I'm hearing something and I hear that quote, I'll write it down and I'll put it into this spreadsheet, and it's a collection of the ones that I collected in 2015. I put it up on my website in the blog section, so if you want to check that out, I will link to it in the comments below. Alright, happy 2016. Do the work. Love ya.